Alright, so this is a video quickly to talk about Gambit. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Likewise what he said when he spent like 36 minutes on his shit. Anyways, so let's go ahead and start off pretty much off the bat. Gambit, me and Gambit were cool at one point. It was around January, just right after the 76 war had gone. You know, I still was very pissed off at Vora. For the little things that were going on during that point in time. And yeah, it was an odd point in time, you know what I'm saying. 36 had just gotten out, all that, you know, this is when I ran 36 and stuff. And you know, it was just a very awkward moment, but we talked with each other because we understood each other's view about Vora and stuff, because this is when he left the GOC, which Vora had made for the thing, right? So me and him talked. I actually went to GEV1 in person, and we had a nice discussion and stuff like that, and it looked good. At that point in time, I was allied with FBI, so GEV1 decided to privately ally with us in respect of, you know, not wanting to cause trouble with that, which I respected. So, I mean, yeah, we kept kind of on a good basis. We didn't talk a lot. We had, like, a good talk that first, you know, like, little point, but we didn't talk much. And, you know, it was just a private alliance as far as I was concerned. Wasn't put up or anything, so whatever. Well, supposedly as time moved on and stuff like that, we had started, getting a little bit more distant and stuff, or we just didn't, you know, as I said, we didn't talk a lot. So I was like, I went on his Discord one day, and I was like, I asked him, I was like, hey, yo, man, do you want to, like, you know, make, like, the alliance, like, public now or something like that? And he's like, what the hell do you mean? We are allied and stuff. And I was like, what do you mean? You don't have it on your, you know, list or anything? You know, you don't have our name on there at all. That's what I'm trying to get, because we had unallied with FBI, or maybe we just got into the point to where, you know, like, we didn't care as much. But you know, I was looking for that, and he's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You know, we're already allied. I'm not just gonna make a, you know, something or whatever to, like, let you know. I was like, oh, okay, that's, you know, that's cool, whatever, something like that. But I don't know what happened exactly. All I know is that we weren't really considered allies after that, if we ever really were, beside that small point in time. And, you know, it was just like as I said, it was an awkward time. But it wasn't too late after that, actually, that there was the FBI stuff that went on with GV1, and FBI called war on GV1. And since we weren't allied with GEV1, I thought back to the point in the war, the Cold War, how GEV1 kind of sided with Site 76 on the matter of us. They got into our issues and stuff like that. So I decided, you know what, because at that point in time, I thought FBI was good, as most people had thought. I thought FBI was good. And I had talked with, you know, Evoke or whatever, and I was like, you know what, after GV stuff with us, I decided that I would help FBI as an ally or whatever, you know, being stupid as I was, not understanding at the time. Yeah, I decided I was gonna help, and you know, I had a justification. I said to myself, okay, well, GV1 did do all of that shit with the Cold War. They never apologized, and since we're not allied anymore, you know, technically we should have something back to that disrespect. Now, of course, I wasn't also thinking, but then again, though, it was just an excuse, you know, for the allyship, whatever, to help an ally. So I justified war in that case for my people and stuff like that. Once again, this is when I was a much more of a dick. As seen in that one video that Gambit sent, I think I was a 05 and 76 when I was telling that kid to not even bother, because he was too low of members, too small of a clan, whatever. You know, and stuff like that. It just wasn't a right time, I think, and I think I was still a little bit immature. I had just lost Sight Ice around that time, so I was more so attuned to the fact of trying to keep my name in 76 and basically build up something that people could look forward to. And, you know, while I technically was, you know, right, I also was wrong in how I went about it. So I do understand that, and I know that's probably got some people on edge for his video, whatever. Like, oh, that dude was a real dick. Most of the videos that Gambit pulled up in his rant were far overdue, over a year old. He also made the thing that my rapping sucked. I don't know if you know, dude. I literally go around and shit. I've gone around in person. I've gone around in game, whatever. They say that my shit is absolute, like, you know, busting and shit. I don't know what the hell you're on about. That was also a year ago when I made that. I understand, you know, it was over the YNW Melly Suicidal song. However, once again, much younger, and it was more so to express the feelings that I had in more of a melodic way, because at that point in time, I was constantly being bombarded, and I felt like going upon the approach of just saying whatever wasn't going to fit in. So I decided to put it in a way that I could form out and make it more easy to basically persuade in. While most took it as a joke and stuff like that, it actually lays very true in what was said in it. So trying to use it basically as like a tool of disrespect or something to me doesn't really work, because I was correct during that whole damn thing. So it doesn't really bother me when you go in Publix or you use it in your rants, that song. It really doesn't, because at the end of the day, it was right. The 76 part was wrong, because 76, you know, sadly is not doing as great as it was. But even so, most of that stood true, especially with FBI. So it's whatever. I'm also aware that at this point that FBI is done for completely and utterly, after, you know, Evoker got revolted against and they made the IPL, the Interpol agency. I do take credit for a big majority of that being able to be pushed. Yes, I do give credit to Kami and the people who over there who did do the actual revolting. However, I also know that during Evoker's, you know, whatever conflict, that I definitely roughened that up, and I changed his whole view in the clan community and stuff. So no matter whatever Gambit can say, he can suck my cock, because I've simply done more than what he could ever dream of in his whole career. I actually just got done watching his rant about Dark. I mean, like, dude's been around for a while. I have respect in the fact that he's been here for a while, but I also understand that his clan isn't keeping up to par and technologically is failing. I run a clan named NASA. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not me calling beef. This is me simply settling it. I think it needs to be called out for what it is, and not looked at as me being a horrible person when I simply was doing, you know, my own stuff that wasn't his to get involved in. But anyways, let's go back to what caused this, right? So I had said that I would attack because FBI, right? Well, it wasn't even like a little bit of a day later, or a few hours, whatever, that I called this back, because I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I don't have to do what they're doing. I had a talk. They disrespected me and shit. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not doing this. So I go ahead and pull out. I even made the statement, we're not attacking GEV1. GEV1 isn't the priority. We don't need to go to war with them. We will not be helping FBI in this war at all whatsoever. And Gambit didn't let this go. He decided that since I called war on him at all, even taking it aback and apologizing, that I was just a dickwad, so to say. And that's when he banned, he searched up my name and banned me from his map. And then he started to come to my events and play music in the back of the corner with Waffle Cage and stuff like that. And whatever. I tried being nice. I knew what they were doing. I tried being nice, you know, saying, hey, you know, stuff like that, before he flat out said it. Spoke his mind. Of course, it took him a bit. I don't know exactly why he had to come to every single event trying to basically soft raid and basically play his music and shit. But that's just kind of childish person that, you know, Gambit is, even being 20 and something. It's just kind of who he is and his whole persona. He just can't grow up and get over the fact that, you know, whatever. But yeah, and the talk about his girlfriend, right? I was sitting one night. I was like, you know what? I wonder how GB1's doing. So I go to the GB1 Discord, of course, on an alt, because I got like 7 of them motherfuckers, and I go on an alt, and I'm looking through the GB1, and it's just dead as hell. I mean, there's like what 900 people, and there's only like what, maybe like 90 people online, out of what there should at least be like 200, 300. But anyways, I was looking through dead as hell, and I saw that Waffle was on. I was like, oh, well, okay. So I go ahead and I text her, and of course, it's late at night. I'm pissed off, and I'm thinking about all the shit that GV1 did, because after that, like, we didn't talk at all, but I was still pissed off about it, and I wanted to get even, because that's kind of what the 36 way was. If you fuck with us, if you disrespect us, we get even eventually. So I was bothering her over the night and stuff like that, and I was telling her shit, whatever. And I basically got her to basically say that GB1's a dead clan. And it's actually on his rant. He actually took the screenshot of me saying that GB1's a dead clan. He admittedly showed it. After that, Gambit got super pissed. He started crying in my DMs and shit, basically saying, you were talking to my girl, huh, being all tough and shit. And at first, I was ignoring him. I was like, you know what, man, it's late as fuck. I'm not dealing with you. Honestly, if you want to be a little pussy and shit, and you want to, cry and stuff about it, then you can suck my dick and, leave me alone. But he kept persisting and persisting, so I was like, all right, let's go. So I get into VC with him. I'm absolutely packing the fuck out of this kid. He said he had a recording of the talk. He didn't. He didn't put that in there at all. I literally was packing the fuck out of this man. And he wants to say that I was getting softer at the end. The only reason I was getting softer at the end was because I felt bad for the guy, because he couldn't even hold his fucking own. I was literally telling him shit that was the hard-owned truth, and this dude could not take it for the life of him. So the fact that he tries to label me out as someone, and he did this a month ago, and this beef has been almost over a year ago, is completely sad and worthless and pathetic. I used to like Gambit as well, but to be honest with you, now I just see him as a sad sack of shit that's focusing on something that doesn't even matter. It's irrelevant. He's rode my cock. He calls me a cock rider, but he rides my cock. Any chance he sees me, he talks about me or pulls up the song video. The truth is that he's mad. He can stay mad while me and my people keep continuing on to the future. Gambit may have been around for a lot of uprisings and downfalls, but I promise you this, I'm not going anywhere. So, fuck Gambit, fuck Waffle Cage, fuck all of GEV1 family, unless you're cool as shit, and I've seen some cool as shit motherfuckers. Until then, peace. Keep it frosty.